Hey, what's up? This is Milo the Moofle, and I am here with the results for the contest that will be determining the partner and hero for the Mystery Dungeon series I will be animating. This is going to be a really long production, and please bear with me with this video because this will be very long. Okay, so the winner for the hero, the main character, will be an Eevee named Willow. So thank you, Wolf Emily, for that suggestion, and I'm also taking another one of your suggestions. The partner will be a Zorua named Crescent. So, yeah. So not only will this be a results video, but it will also be a casting call, and I'm going to read out this very long list of characters that I need. You can tell by the paper, it's gonna be something big. Okay. So, first off, Willow. The main character, she's an Eevee. She's female, and she's shy-ish. Basically, she's shy at first, but her partner, Zorua, makes her not so shy because he is male. He is very cocky and confident. He's full of himself, and he is the partner. They're both very main parts, and I need very long-term voice actors. Now, while we're getting this all handled, I just need to make one more announcement that I probably should have made at the beginning of the video. Please watch the video until the end, because at the end I am giving, well, I am basically giving out some very useful and vital information to people who are going to voice act for the series. So, yeah. Okay, so next up is Dunsparce. He is a male and he's timid. I recommend, before auditioning for any of the voices, go and watch the episodes where the Pokemon take place in, and try and sort of mimic their voice. So, Dunsparce, he is a main team member. He is male, and he is pretty timid. You have to be very emotional. Same with, well, all of the characters. You have to be very emotional. And also, you have to be comfortable with doing open mouth and closed mouth reactions, because this is Pokemon. So let's say someone uses a tackle attack on Willow, then Willow's voice actor, if you're auditioning for Willow, you have to be comfortable with doing, like, the open mouth, or, like, ah! Stuff like that. So, or gasping, like, stuff like that. Just, you have to be comfortable doing that. If you're not, then you probably should either audition for a smaller part or not audition at all. We just need very good voice actors for this, because this is gonna be the main new attraction on my channel. Okay, so next up is Emolga. Now, Emolga is a male, and he needs your average teen sort of voice. Not a teen going through puberty, because, no, that's just, no. Basically what you would imagine a regular average male teenager to sound like. He's a pretty important part. And he is pretty confident. Okay, he's really confident, and he has an okay sense of humor. You need a lot of emotion. Next is Virizion. She is female. She needs a voice that's calm and noble, but can still be pretty silly, every once in a while. She's very intelligent, and at the very beginning, she's pretty bitter. Yeah. She is a team member, she has a very big part, and she also needs a lot of emotion. Next up is Victini. He needs a male voice, sort of high-pitched and hyper. He is very hyper, and he's always optimistic. He owns a shop, and he'll come in later in the series. So, you need to be able to be comfortable doing a lot of shouting, because he is a very optimistic and shouty personality. Next up is Keldeo. He is a male, and he is a cocky teen sort of male, but he just think of him as it's hard to explain. He has his good moments and he has his bad moments. It's almost like he has an alter ego. He could be all confident and cocky, and then you could say something and he'll be all sad and discouraged, and then you say something again, he's all confident and happy again. So, yeah, he is a important character. Next is Umbreon. He is a male, and he is serious. He is basically sort of like a teenager, but he'd be more in the 17, 18 range. Any gender or any age can try out for any character. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so he is an important character, and he is a dungeon researcher. And his partner is Espeon. She is a female. She is also serious, but she can be kind of emotional and cheerful. She is also a dungeon researcher. Next up is Quagsire. Now Quagsire, he is male, he's calm, he's kind of just slow, and he's not exactly derpy, but he has sort of a derpy voice, and he goes, a lot. Or just sort of, a bland, unknowing. He doesn't really have that much emotion. He does, but you have to be a pretty good voice actor to do his parts without doing too much laughing. And he's not very difficult to play, but when you see his lines, it's hard to do the right emotion. So, yeah. Next up, I have Munna, and she is very cunning. She can act very sweet, and she is a villain, but the hero thinks that she's a good guy. It's sort of like Dusk Noir, and if you ever played the last game, it's interesting. Also, there's a lot of spoilers in this for anybody who hasn't played the game. If you are going to get the game, then you probably shouldn't either watch or be a voice actor in this, because the lines give away a lot to the plot. Next up is Kyurem. He needs a male, deep, monstrous voice. He's a villain-ish, I guess. Basically, what he is trying to do is protect the future and all that stuff. It's interesting. It's not like Grovyle or, I guess you'll see when you see the lines. Next up is Toxicroak. He is a male, and he needs an evil, sort of frogish voice, and you need to be very comfortable with evil laughing and sounding like a frog. He is a villain. Yeah, just sound like a frog. So, for Purugly, or as I like to call her, Purgly, because Purugly is an insulting name. She is a female. She is very cunning and smart. And you need to be very comfortable purring with the R's, like prrrr, I don't know. So, she is a villain. Yeah. Okay, next up is Hydreigon. So, yeah, Hydreigon is really difficult to draw and stuff. But he's a very important part, and I'm not changing important parts or doing anything with that. He is a male, and he is very polite, and he was portrayed as a villain, in this, vision that Munna sent Willow. He is the voice of life. He basically speaks up for the wilderness, and he's awesome. Yeah, you need to be very deep and polite. Sort of like a voice. if you ever watched Batman or whatever, you need to sound sort of like Bane. Yeah, just sort of sound like Bane. Uh, he's polite, and I kind of want him to have a sort of accent like Bane. Yeah, that's what I want him to sound like, but he's not evil like Bane. He's an awesome character. So anyway, Shaman is a character that I added in myself. Okay, she is a shopkeeper. She is female, and she's pretty cocky. Um, yeah. Uh, so yeah, she's really full of herself, and she likes racing and doing all that stuff. And she's sort of athletic, but she's still a shopkeeper, and uh, she sort of prices her objects at a really high price. She's sort of a con Pokemon, but not really. Um, and she's really she likes pulling pranks as well. So yeah, she's a fun character to play. Next up is Scraggy. She needs a male cocky Boston sort of accent. And he is a villain, but later on he becomes a shopkeeper. So yeah. He needs sort of a squeak-ish to his voice, like, yo, what up, dog? Well, yo, what up, dog? Like that, I don't know. But, he says yo a lot and stuff like that. Girder, he also needs a sort of Bostonish accent. He's male, he has a deep voice and a tough voice. He is a villain at first, and then he turns into a carpenter. Yeah, there's really weird turns in the plot. Next is Timber 1 and Timber 2. They don't really... Their parts aren't that big, but they're needed a lot in the beginning. They're males, they're tough, but they are still caring. Their role is they're carpenters, and their role is not large. They also need a sort of Bostonish accent. I don't know if I already said that. Then there's Kecleon. He's male, he's cheerful, and he doesn't have a large part at all. He's a shopkeeper, and just try and sound like the Kecleon from the anime. Next is Chinchino. She is female, she's cheerful. Gift shop owner, not very large part. And she... Just try and watch an episode with Chinchino in it or something and try and do the voice. It's like that with a lot of the characters. Then there's Rampardos. He's a male. He needs a strong, tough voice. But he has a crush on Chinchino or Cincino. Sorry, I just pronounced it. Let me look in my book of stuff. I can't believe I have to... Okay, it is pronounced Chinchino. Yes, okay. He has a crush on Chinchino. Next up is Cofagrigus. He is a male, he needs a ghostly, and he's really bold. He owns this, shop called Glorious Gold, and he does a lot of shouting. He's like, yes, glorious! But more ghostly. I'm not very good at doing that. I just kinda... Okay, so he is a gold trader. Next is Swanna. She is a female. She is calm. She is awesome. And, she's polite, but, motherly. She owns this, inn. She is a Sonora. And she has a very important role near the end, and she shows up a little bit. She's not really as important as the main characters or Emolga or Dunsparce, but she's fairly important. Okay, so now we have the villagers. Okay, so I need voices for Herdier. He's male, gruff. He has a Texas accent. He doesn't have a very large role. Lillipup. He is male. He has a squeaky but still sort of Texas little person accent voice. He is a villager. Um, then I have Swadloon. He is male, young, and he is sort of, you know, just imagine a young little sort of boy. But imagine him sort of like 8 or 9 year old or something like that. He is a villager. Levani is female and caring. She's a villager. She doesn't have a very big role. Neither does Swadloon or Ducklet or Rufflet or Roggenrola. But, okay, Ducklet, male. Imagine a duck talking. Just imagine a duck talking. Villager. Not very important. Rufflet, male, young but rough. Just imagine a sort of young, screechy, bald eagle chick or whatever. He's a villager. Roggenrola is male. His voice it's young-ish but pretty rough. And he is a villager. Not very important. Okay, next is we're finally on the final couple. Okay, so there's Poniard 1 and 2. They're males. They're villains. They're cold, cruel, but cunning. Both need pirate-like accents. They're just try and sound sort of pirate-y-ish. Okay. They're villains, and they're just both males. I probably just said that, but oh well. Snivy. I added Snivy, Oshawott, and Tepig into this, so people who want to hate, they can't. Ha. Okay, Snivy is female. She is smart and serious. She has a teen voice, and she is a team member. Oshawott, male, cocky, confident. He needs a teenage voice, and he is just all like, "Whoa, yeah, check this out. I'm better than you are, 'cause I'm awesome." He is a team member, and he and Snivy are epic. And then, Tepig is male. He's cheerful and a little bit gullible. He needs a teen-ish voice. Well, he needs a teen voice. Then he is a team member. Yeah. And then there's Solomance, who is a villain, and he is a male. He is male, and he needs a very roary voice, like, "Ah, I'm gonna kick your butt," or whatever. So, but way more roary than that, because, gosh, I was bad. Okay. So, yeah, that is basically it, but there are a couple important things that I need to say. First off, if you are auditioning and you feel like you have a pretty good chance at getting the part, and you're going to audition for almost all of the characters or something, you're gonna need a Skype account. Because what we're doing is we're holding little meetings on Skype for the people who are showing up in the next few episodes, going over the script, getting to know one another, whatever, so that we can actually work together. And if you have a question with any of the voices, or if I want to give a tip to how you do the voices, then I can tell you, so that the thing won't turn out terrible, and everybody is just going to be doing the wrong voice when you're trying to sound sweet, but then you sound angry, like, "Oh, that's so sweet. Ah, that's so sweet." You don't want that. So, yeah, gosh, what? Oh, yeah, we also need, voices for background characters. The background characters are basically, parts that aren't big enough to get a role right now. They won't be showing up for, there are these Pansage, and there's this Trubbish. They're basically, Pokemon like that, just all over the place. So, yeah, and, thank you for watching. The lines are in the description if you want to audition. And, wow, I have a lot to type up. But, anyway, I will... I'm sorry for not posting anything recently, and, well, thank you for watching and, enduring all of that stupid talking, and, goodbye.